Alright guys, let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus in this late 2024 going into 2025 guys. This is still a awesome flagship, and the price has actually come down on this phone for the good version. It's $237, so that's the cheapest you can get for a good version. I wouldn't go below good. I wouldn't get a fair version. It's just not worth. And yeah, so around $280 for a very good refurbished version. This one right here is a very good version. So yeah, so overall this phone is phenomenal for the price point. It has still a lot of life left once we get this One UI 7 beta on here, which should come out in another month or two. So that'll be very exciting. But overall, this phone is awesome here. So let's go ahead and talk about the design of this phone. This has still a really good design. It has that classic Samsung cutout right here. And overall, I think this phone still looks great. It's got that matte finish. The most important thing with this design is that it's very comfortable to hold for, a bigger phone. So it's not a super big phone like a, Galaxy S22 Ultra or anything like that, but it's not small, and I think it feels great in the hand. So it's really comfortable to hold for anybody who doesn't want to go as small as an S22 or something like that. And yeah, everything still feels premium. This one has held up since I got it. It really doesn't have any type of major scratches or really anything. It's really done a fantastic job hardware wise. And IP68 dust and water resistant, of course. We have a completely flat panel on here, and it's probably one of my favorite things about the display. Very thin bezels on this phone, especially for the price that you're getting it at. And overall, it just is a classic Samsung display. Great colors. It's a dynamic AMOLED display. It's 120 Hz HDR10 plus, 1750 nits peak brightness. Does a great job in direct sunlight as well too. It's 1080p 393 for the PPI. And like I said, this Gorilla Glass Victus display, it's actually the Victus Plus, but it has done a great job with overall not getting all super scratched up and stuff like that. So yeah guys, I think the display on here is fantastic. Like I said, it's an easy to hold phone as well too. So overall, if you're using this to watch content on and play games on, like I said, it's one of my favorite parts of this phone. It's just an overall beautiful panel here. Alright guys, let's talk about performance on the S22 Plus. And this is something I've been saying all year. Performance is awesome on these old flagships. The price is just going to keep coming down, and it just makes no sense to get a mid-range phone. Well, I wouldn't say no sense, but you guys know where I stand on that. But 90 frames on here, PUBG, beautiful display. You can't really beat it for this price. Beautiful hardware. And you have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 on here, which is fantastic. It's been doing a good job. This processor, again, gets a lot of hate. I don't have the overheating problems, but I'm not a intense gamer, so I'm not on here for hours playing games. But this phone does a great job. I've never had any crashes or any type of problems with this phone being uncomfortable to the touch. We got 128 gigs of internal storage, 8 gigs of RAM, and overall it is fast guys. So you can definitely come in here, play emulators, play Call of Duty, play PUBG. And it's just not only that, it's this phone just being overall a smooth phone when it comes to opening up applications. It's just consistently smooth, and I think the One UI 7 update is going to bring those new animations, so it'll probably be even smoother. And then we of course do have the AI features on the S22. So I said this is a very impressive phone guys to consider in the used refurbished marketplace. These old flagships are only getting better. So if we go to settings, you can see Galaxy AI. We got all the most of the AI features going on, and it's just a great time to consider a old flagship. The performance is there, the AI stuff is here, and you're getting it for really cheap. Check out these speakers at max volume. The speakers are still pretty good on the S22 Plus, and the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner is also really good on here as well. It's very fast. You can also use the face unlock on here too. So everything is super fast, very speedy on here. And of course, you have your power user features like Samsung desktop support. You can put good lock on here, do a bunch of customizations and stuff like that. So are the S22 Plus cameras still good? I would say that these cameras are still very good, and for the price you're paying, I think this is a really good camera. So even if you check out the comparisons that I've done, the cameras look really close to the newer phones out right now. It might not do as good in like a lot of low light, or I would say it does good in low light, but compared to the newer phones, you could probably see like in some scenarios with video and stuff like that. But as you guys can see from these shots, if we're in any type of good lighting, even if it's decent lighting, you will still get an excellent shot out of the S22 Plus. 15 megapixel standard. Then we have a 10 megapixel telephoto. We can do all the way up to 30 times zoom as well, and that is 3 times optical. 12 megapixel ultra wide. You can shoot an AK-24, 10 megapixel selfie. Also shoots in 4K 60. I mean, these shots are fantastic. The selfie camera is pretty decent on here as well too. So I don't have an issue with the cameras on here. I think they still look pretty good, especially for the age of the phone. And like I said, most people, if you check out the comparisons that I did with other phones, you will be, pretty surprised that the S22 Plus still looks, pretty good. The best thing about the S22 Plus is honestly the battery life. The battery life is actually very good on this phone. Standby time is extremely good on here as well too. I never had that issue if I let the phone like kind of sit around. I never have the issue with draining. So it has a 4500 milliamp hour battery. We got respectable charging speeds actually at 45 watts. It's decent. And then also for you guys who are going to keep your phones, always remember, this is something that I always do. So if you guys would like to do this, if you're going to keep your phone, you really want to turn that maximum on your battery settings. So you want to charge the device to 80%, and this will help with the battery health, and you also have great screen on time. So when we get, just depending on how long you want to keep the phone, right? If you're not going to keep the phone a long time, you don't have to do it. But if you're going to keep the phone, definitely do that so you can keep the battery life being good on here. So yeah, you got your reverse wireless charging on board, and overall it's a fantastic device, guys. I have zero complaints, and it's only going to come down in price as the S25 series, which is supposed to come out I think like January or February, something like that. So yeah, so what do you guys think of the S22 Plus?